use as we talk about the cultural trail. Brian, coined the journey and the destination. And so thank you for being here today, Brian Payne, founder of the Cultural Trail, and thank you to everyone who has been here from the very, very, very beginning when the Cultural Trail was just an idea. So we have several members of the Glick family here today, and I just want to thank you all for your support and your vision and for seeing the Cultural Trail through from the very beginning. And to the other many donors that are here today that were those very early donors to the Cultural Trail that even made today possible over a decade ago. So thank you for the founders for being here to help us celebrate this expansion. And with that group, there are several people here today who were with the city of Indianapolis, 15 plus years ago, when Brian came to them with this idea. And I think one of the things that is not celebrated enough are the people who were there that said yes at the very beginning. Let's take this bold idea and make it possible. It's never been done before, but let's figure out how to do that here in the city of Indianapolis. So you know who you are. I see you in the crowd and just want to say thank you, because without that early saying yes, we wouldn't be here today on Indiana Avenue with this expansion. Finally, we have a lot of people here today that made this particular expansion, the Indiana Avenue and 10th Street expansion of the Cultural Trail possible. So Lilly Endowment, Leah, thank you for being here. We are so thrilled for your support and your confidence in the Cultural Trail and making this expansion possible. Lilly Foundation, Elements Health Foundation, the SEVA Foundation, and the Mydor Foundation are also some of our key partners to make this expansion happen. So thank you to everyone for being here. I'm going to introduce our board chair and our vice chair of our board. I think it's always important for everyone to remember that there is an organization behind this. We have a great staff and team who go out every day working on the Cultural Trail, but really it's our board who puts in a lot of the hard hours behind the scenes to make that work. So I'm going to introduce first Karen Spatero, our current board chair, and Karen's going to introduce Camille Blunt, our vice chair.
Thank you, Car, and thanks again to all of you for being here. It's a wonderful crowd to celebrate what is truly an amazing day for our city. And I want to add my thanks to all those who from the beginning made this possible, to our donors who are making this expansion possible, and to our city and civic leaders who have supported this expansion, and of course to the neighborhood that is welcoming the trail with open arms and excitement. From the beginning, as I'm sure Brian would say, the trail has always been about more than connecting point A to point B. It has been about connecting communities and neighborhoods and our residents, and bringing us together in ways that once may not have been possible. And that we're here today celebrating the expansion here into the Indiana Avenue corridor is so amazing, because when we look at our city and our history, this is a crown jewel in our history and our culture, and it's just such a wonderful, vibrant neighborhood. And our hope, of course, is that more people will get to experience it who might not have. More people will learn about the history of the Indiana Avenue corridor, and more people will add to the legacy here. And of course, this is just the first of several upcoming expansions, but it is wonderful that we're starting here today. So thank you to everyone who has contributed to this, and I hope you tell your friends, I hope you tell your coworkers, and I hope you bring more people here. And with that, I'm going to introduce Camille Blunt, our vice chair of the board.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor and pleasure to serve on this wonderful board. The Cultural Trail is just an amenity in our community that many communities do not have the pleasure of having. And it's an honor to be a part of this. And not only that, it's an honor to be here in this historical building. As a child, I spent so many days in this building dancing and running around and being backstage and performing and having my my family come and see me perform here. So to be here where your life collides and things that you're participating in as an adult collide with things that you have done as a child, it is so meaningful. And so I'm excited about this expansion, and I'm excited about the music that will be on the trail, and just the culture that it will bring to bring people together who look like me, that have not historically participated on the trail. I'm just honored to be a part of it. And so I thank you all for being here. I thank you all for the support that you have given Karen and the staff at the Cultural Trail. And tell everyone that you know to come and enjoy the trail. It is my vision that there will be programming that will lead people on tours, specifically of this part of the trail, that will expose them to the rich history and culture of Indiana Avenue. And I thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you, Camille. Thank you, Karen. One last person, I don't know if she's here, but Christian Strickland with the Walker, if she is here or if any of her team are here, thank you so much for hosting us here today for this reception and for this little bit of AC before we walk out to cut the ribbon and hear a few remarks. So thank you. Grab some water. We'll have water outside as well. Grab your hat and make your way outside. We're going to start outside at 10:30, so you've got about 30 minutes here to continue to enjoy. Thank you so much. President of the Ransom Place Neighborhood Association.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Candace Offit, and I would like to welcome you to the Indiana Avenue Cultural District, Historic Ransom Place, and this expansion of the Cultural Trail, a legacy of Gene and Marilyn Glick. I'm the president, as she said. When you think about African American history in Indianapolis, the first thing that comes to many people's minds is Indiana Avenue. What a blessing it is to stand here today and to celebrate the connection of Indiana Avenue to many other parts of Indianapolis via the Cultural Trail. This expansion, as you know, as Karen explained, connects to the Fall Creek Greenway, the White River Trail, and I personally use the trail to hit my step and exercise goals, and for my daughter to ride her bike or her Tesla Power Wheels car. We love the Cultural Trail and cannot wait for Indiana Avenue to be back open to traffic because, as you know, everything in Indianapolis is under construction. Oh, I forgot to tell you, my connection, other than being the president, with this historic epicenter of Black history in the city of Indianapolis. I am the fourth generation to live in what is now called Ransom Place, and my daughter is the fifth, and I've lived there all of my life, so 36 years. I love being so close to downtown Indianapolis and just a block away from Indiana Avenue. When Indiana Avenue was at its height of operation, my grandfather, Walter Thetford, owned a cleaners on this very street. Also, he owned and operated a variety store in our neighborhood on the corners of California and 9th Street. My connection to this place is in my blood, and I love it here. It's my call to action. When using the expansion of their Cultural Trail, please do me a favor. Remember the history, the legacy, and the future of Indiana Avenue, Ransom Place, and Black history in Indianapolis. These places need to be treated with care, respected, and thank you so much. Now I introduce Congressman Carter.
So it's really part of that family legacy. And I can't tell you the feeling I get when I walk down streets and, I mean, just to picture seeing your parents' name on the street or on a sign when you're, I mean, it is, I cry to see the kind of impact that that vision had and the impact it's had on our city. I am so proud, and my parents would be so proud, and thank you so much for letting us have this opportunity, and I hope you really enjoy this new aspect of the trail. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marianne, for joining us here today, and to the congressman, to the mayor, to the council president, and to Candace for welcoming us to your neighborhood. When we asked the community how they wanted this Indiana Avenue expansion to look and feel, and what they wanted to see more of on Indiana Avenue, there was one element that quickly rose to the top: music. As most of you know, during the 20th century, the Avenue was home to dozens of jazz and R&B clubs that showcased the sounds of America's most famous musicians. Headliners like Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, John Coltrane, Tina Turner, and Bessie Smith were featured in the neighborhood's clubs and theaters. The Avenue also provided a stage for Indianapolis legends, including Wes Montgomery, Freddie Hubbard, Shirley Graham Dubois, the Ink Spots, and the Hampton family, and more. From vaudeville to classical music to the birth of rock and roll, Indiana Avenue played an important role in shaping the sound of American music. I'm excited to let you know that we have something really special happening here, not just Lester Music Box, happening here today along the Cultural Trail related to music and this legacy on Indiana Avenue. The Indiana Avenue Sound Experience is a new art installation on the Cultural Trail's Indiana Avenue expansion. It pays tribute to the musicians, teachers, promoters, label executives, and crews who draw their roots to this special place. We celebrate their music and influence on Indianapolis's culture and music worldwide by featuring their work through this permanent sound exhibit. Influenced by WFYI's Echoes of Indiana Avenue, created by Kyle Long and co-producer Herman Butch Slaughter, the playlist for the Indiana Avenue Sound Experience will be curated by a selected group of local historians, musicians, and artists, and will change over time. So what you hear today when you leave our ribbon cutting will not be what you hear a few weeks from now. It will constantly be changing and constantly inviting people to come and experience the Avenue. I'm thrilled to announce that this first installment of the Indiana Avenue Sound Experience features music from Lamp Records, a record label founded by Herb Miller in the late 1960s from a record store that Herb owned in the neighborhood around Indiana Avenue. Lamp Records released music from the city's greatest funk and social acts, including the Vanguards, Amnesty, and Ebony Rhythm Band. Many of Lamp Records' musicians lived and performed on the Avenue. We're honored to have Herb Miller with us here today. Don't know where you are, Herb. Herb, right here. Thank you, Herb. Herb, thank you for your partnership, for your collaboration, and your willingness to be a part of this new piece on Indiana Avenue. In future installments, because the music you hear will change, you can expect to hear playlists created by Robert Montgomery, Wes Montgomery's son. Thank you, Robert, for also being with us here today and for your partnership as well. Thank you, Robert. What's really special about this inaugural installment is that it also features interviews with musicians who are a part of the Lamp Records label, so you can learn as you listen. Interviews include interviews with Lester Johnson, who is playing with us here today with his band Music Box. Thank you to Kyle Long and WFYI, but Kyle, for your partnership in recording these interviews for the opening of this Indiana Avenue Sound Experience. As everyone leaves today, please take a moment to listen and then tell your friends and invite them to come experience this with you here on Indiana Avenue. And now playing once again on Indiana Avenue, please enjoy a special performance by Lester Johnson and Music Box, who will play the classic 70s R&B song, Ain't No Stoppin' Us Now. It's all yours, Lester.
There's been so many things that held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go. Where will we end up? I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting ourselves together. We're polishing up our act. Well, if you felt that you've been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Don't you let nothing stand in your way. I I know you know someone that's got a negative vibe, and when you're trying to make it, they push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going, they don't know. We're gonna polish up our act, get ourselves together, we're coming back. I know we've been held down before. We're not gonna let that happen anymore. Don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want you to listen. Every word I say, ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the groove. Moving, grooving.
Welcome to Indiana Avenue, as well as Cultural Trail and the Madam Walker Legacy Center. We are very, very excited about the opening of the Indianapolis Cultural Trail extension in front of the Madam Walker Legacy Center. This trail, a vibrant ribbon of connectivity, weaves through and has a lot of respect for our city, neighborhoods, parks, and public spaces. We are excited to explore the significance of this partnership and the impact that it holds now and forevermore. The trail directly connects to the Madam Walker Legacy Center, honoring the legacy of Madam C.J. Walker. And I'm so happy. I was smiling this morning when I saw that Alelia was here. So I'm really excited about that. But she was, of course, the iconic African-American entrepreneur and philanthropist. Indiana Avenue, historically known as the heart of Black culture in Indy, now welcomes this trail, bridging past and present. And as was shared, we now have more music on this trail, and we have another special surprise. We have our Madam Walker Walk of Fame with the induction tomorrow of Boys to Men. That also includes, yes, currently includes Gladys Knight, Mike Epps, Babyface, and Madam C.J. Walker, Alelia Walker, and Freeman Ransom themselves, and of course now the late yet great Tom Ridley, who had been the docent here for over 40 years. So we are just really excited for the opening. Immediately after this, you can see all of the beautiful papers, and tomorrow you will see the biggest selling boy group of all time inducted as well right here. So we are excited. Thank you, Karin, for this opportunity. Thank you for your continued partnership. And with that, happy Thursday.
Stay here with me. I hope everyone's coming out to join Legacy Fest over this weekend. Thank you for hosting us on your busiest weekend of the year. One last person from the Cultural Trail. He has been thanked and recognized, and he is on my notes to say last but certainly not least, Brian Payne, who has now found some shade somewhere else. Thank you for this idea and your vision and leadership to make this happen over a decade ago. That is why we continue this. That original vision was so bold and inspiring. We're thrilled to be able to carry it forward. We're going to cut the ribbon. we're gonna get you into the shade. So if I could have all the ribbon cutters, please join us up here. And then when we're done cutting the ribbon, the band's gonna play. Thank you, Lester. Enjoy the music, enjoy the cultural trail. Thank you to our board and staff. Thank you to the contractors, to the designers. We have a beautiful trail. It is the envy of everyone in the world. Thank you for being here with us today.